All right, welcome everybody. This is Davies live at Channel A TV Podcast Studio. I want to welcome you for tuning in this evening. We want to thank you for following us also on social media platforms. And we have a lovely special guest in the house. Oh man, the lovely queen in the house. Thank you for being here. She's a teenager. She has a lot of responsibility. And we're going to get to learn her story real quick. So do us a favor, introduce who you are. I know who you are, but for the sake of the followers that are watching you and listening to you, please tell us who you are and what brings you to the studio today.
Yes, well, first and foremost, thank you for having me today. I'm very thankful to be here.
You're welcome.
Channel
You're welcome.
ATV.
You're welcome.
So my name's Janice Jimenez. I recently got crowned Miss Planet USA 2020. I'm going to be participating in the international in Cambodia this year.
Yeah.
So
You excited?
Very excited. Very, very excited.
Have you been to Asia before?
No, actually, yes, to India.
To India.
India,
Okay.
yes.
So this is exciting.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So we have royalty in the house, the queen. And so what does the crown mean for you right off the bat? What does the crown mean to you?
Well, besides being like a symbol of a queen, I also see it as royalty, and as well as a huge responsibility because having a queen, having a crown is not only just putting a crown and thinking you're very pretty and this and that and all that, but as well as having the huge responsibility that it takes within part behind it. So a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's the. I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you know that. So, walk us through. How did you become part of the pageant system? Did you start when you're 10 years old, 12 years old?
I actually started last year.
You started last year?
I started last year, yeah, with Miss Teen Washington Latina.
Okay.
Yes.
How did that go for you?
That went very well, actually. I was one of the most, serious, quiet contestants. So I never imagined that I was going to actually, turn out to be this way. When they said my name, I was like, oh, my goodness. It was such a huge shock for me, But from there on, I went to other pageants. I competed internationally as well. And now I got designated to become Miss Planet USA 2020.
And how does that feel for you? Responsibility-wise?
Responsibility-wise, well, I mean, it does take a lot of responsibility, but first and foremost, I was just like, wow, this is crazy. I'm living a dream. I actually thought that I was living a dream because not many girls get this opportunity, and for the organization to see what they saw in me, because it takes a very intellectual and responsible person to take
that title.
And
that's what I like about Miss Planet, USA. It's a platform that allows you to do things that you actually really like and things that are helping other people on the planet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's a great responsibility. So does that make you cooler in school, or how do people look at you?
I mean, I recently graduated high school. So, in high school they started, it was my senior year, so they kind of started knowing. They're like, oh, Janice is in pageants. I was just known as the pageant girl.
Right. So you're trying. That's why I ask you, because, I have a daughter, right? She's 14 years old. And some of the things that I don't even think about, she would get embarrassed,
Yes.
Like me pulling up in a nice car at school, like, Daddy embarrassing me. Pulling up in the wrong car, it's an embarrassment. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, walk over here? Like, that's not good either. So, I'm asking because you being a teenager and you're at that stage we're transitioning now from being a teenager into a different. Yes. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to scare you, but so what does it mean to you transitioning from being a teenager into an adult?
Well, like you've been mentioning, responsibility, it does take a huge responsibility. I see going from being more of a little careless teenager to actually taking more responsibility and taking within part as well. Within pageants, more organizations, more being more productive with the community as well, events and stuff like that. And all that just it kind of shapes you into adulthood and becoming who you are.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I like about the state of Washington, there's a lot of diversity, right?
Oh, yes.
So we have people of different types of walks of lives, color, all that. So you're a person of color, obviously. What do you think having this platform is going to do as far as, being a voice for the people of color that come from your same origin as you are? What are your plans moving forward? What are you going to do to stand up for them?
Yes, well, as we do know, I'm Hispanic, and so in the Hispanic community right now, there's been a lot of issues going on within involving immigration issues and stuff like that in the U.S. So I want to just overall show girls, especially, and not just girls, but like as well as our community, our youth community, that we can do it. Whatever we put and set our mind to, we can do. If you can like do your dreams, whatever you have, bigger plans in life, you could actually achieve. Because this is like one of my dreams since I was a little girl. I would see all the glamour and stuff like that. My mom herself was actually a beauty queen back in Mexico. So
really?
Yeah, so it kind of
so cool.
Yeah, it kind of went on the tradition and
so you now you can't fail now because your mom.
Yeah, and she was actually the one that implemented me this. She's like, Janice, if you have a dream, I actually started as well in modeling, and I've been invited to New York as well. I've been invited to Los Angeles, and little by little, it's been going up. So my mom's like, if you have a dream, achieve it. Yeah, and that's what I've always had in mind and set to mind as well. So every time I see something like that, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna achieve it, and whatever it takes, I put my mind to, and I try to achieve it. And that's what I want to give out to the community, especially the Latino community that's being affected by all these immigrational issues and overall just issues, because we tend to hide more under the shadows, and I want to encourage the youth to come out of the shadows and achieve that they could actually achieve something in this nation.
That's right. You touched on a very sensitive subject, which is immigration. And immigration is something that's real. I had to deal with it myself. And so I know it very well because I had to go through the process as well. So one of the most important thing about immigration is really being part of the policy making. If you get the opportunity to be on the table where policies are being made, or you have to use your voice to make change, you have to take that responsibility and take that advantage, because you can hold the sign all you want, but if you're not at the conversation table, if you don't exercise your right by voting, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that you're aware of those issues that we are going through as a country. And that is, you're offering solutions and educating people from your community. That's important.
Yes, we have to take in part. And when it comes to political stuff, voting as well, if you have the right to vote, please vote and go out, because it really could change not only for involving like this, all this concept as well, I would say go to like the concept of the planet, because involving that could also go to making more decisions, and for the future generations that to come, all that is going to change for them as well. So voting is a huge impact.
Absolutely. So when you wake up in the morning, typical day, right? What's the first thing that you do?
First thing, I am a believer, so I'm a Christian faith.
Excellent.
The first thing every single day before I wake up, I actually pray, and I thank God for giving me another day, because we live day by day as a gift. Every day is gifted to you, and I believe that. So I like praying and giving thanks to God for giving me day by day.
Day by day. And then what's the second thing that you do?
After that, well then, I would wake up and if breakfast, if I have time, or if not, I usually go to university, and then from there I come back home and I help my mom and stuff like that. And then afterwards, if it comes to duties to the crown and the titles, I would go to events, and I'm a very busy teenager. So
I think you forgot one thing that every teenager does, is to pick up your phone.
Yes, actually, that's right.
Right.
I also pick up the phone.
Right after your prayers, right? Before breakfast.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So are you mostly on Snapchat or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook? Where you at most?
Especially here in the U.S., Snapchat is very used. So I tend to be more on Snapchat than anything else. And then it goes into like Instagram and then like Facebook and stuff like that. But I actually, I don't really center myself based on like exactly, you know how some people center themselves, like their whole life is lived through social media.
Right.
I like living my life more outside social media. Like, I like to see more. I like to spend more time with my parents. I like to talk to them more rather than be on the phone. Nowadays, you see kids in their tables, if they're going to eat breakfast, dinner, they're always on their phones.
On their phones.
And I'd rather put that aside and talk to my parents and be like, oh, hi, well, the day's starting. What are you going to do today? And stuff like that. I'd rather do that.
Man, I wish there were a bunch of teenagers like you all over there, because you can't get them off the phone most of the times.
No.
Okay, that's really cool. So, do you play any sports? Do you like any team?
Yeah, well, actually, when I was younger, I used to play soccer.
Soccer?
Soccer, yeah.
Okay.
I really like soccer. Actually, we just won.
Yeah.
The Sounders,
Yeah.
Seattle Sounders, and MLS Cup.
Oh, what you know about the Sounders?
I was very anxious to watch the game, but I was with our Miss Planet International, so we were actually
running around,
touring around the city and stuff. And but I did get to see little clips here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time they score the goal, oh my god, it gets me very excited.
Yeah, in the second half, it was a quite interesting game. So
yes.
I'm one of the photographers and the videographer for the Sounders.
Oh, wow.
So through media, we get the opportunity to work with them as well. So that's, hopefully in future you can get a chance to come on the field with us and with your crown and all that. Yeah,
I would love to.
Yeah,
wow.
absolutely.
Yes.
So the parade is tomorrow.
Ah.
Yeah, the Sounders parade is tomorrow at 12 o'clock, 12:30. Yeah, so don't try to drive into the city. Don't go downtown if you don't have to. Okay. But if you want to be a part of it, that's always amazing.
Oh yes,
always amazing. Yeah. So, all right. So what do you think of? Do you dream of anything in life? Do you dream of becoming an ambassador of what?
Oh yes, well, I as well. I really enjoy modeling.
Yeah.
I enjoy modeling. I enjoy acting as well. I've actually done conventions. I've gone to, like I said, I mentioned New York. I've gone to Los Angeles in search of conventions like that. I've been offered great opportunities, but because of school, in the moment when I was still in high school, I was kind of restrained a little bit, you know?
Of course.
But I was offered stuff for Victoria's Secret. I was offered a bunch of things, and especially being a person of color, I think that's such an accomplishment because you don't see many people of color in the industry.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and I would like to also be a voice to those people as well. That, like, again, going back to the whole topic of that you can do it. Whatever you set your mind to, no matter your background or race, you can do it.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
and besides that, I also want to become a pediatrician. So I'm balancing.
You're balancing.
I love kids.
Education. Oh, you love kids.
I love kids.
So did you grow up in a big family or?
Well, I have a brother and a sister, and but I'm very close to them. Me and my sister are actually like 8 years apart, but we're super, super close. Very, very close, and
That's
well
nice.
as my brother, we're also close, very family oriented. Yeah. So overall, and then little kids, I love little kids, and I love helping. And what a better job to do than helping and kids all involved in one than being a pediatrician.
Wonderful.
Yes. It's 12 years of schooling, but I know I can make it.
Oh, you can do it. I mean, you can do whatever you choose to do in this life.
Whatever you set your mind to, you can.
Absolutely. So what makes you irritable? Like, what makes you uncomfortable? What makes you mad or sad?
I mean, I would say when people don't listen.
Yeah.
Especially, when people don't listen, in whatever aspect you want to take it, whether it's, for example, the planet, what we were just talking about. Many people are so ignorant in many aspects of that. Or when it comes to even in the smallest things, like overall not listening and being very ignorant becomes across as, I don't know.
Right.
It gets me very, very mad when
Yeah.
people don't listen.
Well, the good thing is that you have a title now. So you can
yes.
use the title to advocate for the things that really matter for the planet.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. So we've talked about, what you want to become when you grow up, but who are other people that you want to idolize? Like, maybe that's not even the perfect word. Who are the people that inspire you when it comes to, the celebrities and maybe people that have made a lot of change in this world?
Oh man, I actually when it comes to celebrities, speaking and modeling wise, I would say every girl sees like Kylie Jenner, all these people like that. However, we need to remember to have our own essence within it. Like I say, I like looking at that, but I would like to become it in my own essence. So
Absolutely.
if it were like
Very
modeling or stuff like that, become your own essence and become true to who you are. Don't imitate someone for who they are, because I see nowadays that's a problem in this generation. Many people look up to celebrities such as those and want to imitate everything.
Everything. What about from your community, like the Hispanic community?
The Hispanic community.
It doesn't matter, from the 1920s all the way up to now.
Wow.
Selena?
Yeah. There you go. You know. I actually, when I was little, I would sing her music all the time. And I would try, the little purple outfit that she wears. Right. The sparkles and everything. I have little videos of myself when I was a little girl just singing, and the little hair flip. And She was actually a very inspirational person to me and many other teenage girls. Like, yes.
You see,
Yes.
I've done my research.
Especially because she's been Mexican-American.
Right.
Yeah, just like me. Spanglish, what we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You go. So,
yes.
so seriously, when it's all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
I mean, I would like to be remembered as a person that tried to make a change for this world, based in any aspect. Just overall, trying to make a change for the world, and being a great advocate to those people that are in need as well, and being a very kind and generous person. That's how I would like to be remembered, because that's what I consider myself, and that's what I would like to show out and give to the world.
Wow, too intelligent for her age. I wish I was anything close to the way you sound and speak right now when I was 19. You should have seen me.
Thank you.
It was a whole different world back then. But I want to thank you for coming here and being a part of this podcast, man. So it's a pleasure seeing you. This is not the first time that I'm seeing you. I've seen you before on the red carpet. That was different.
Yes.
This is much more relaxed, and we're just having a conversation, right? So how can people follow you and find you on social media?
Yes, well, as I mentioned earlier, you can find me on Facebook as Janice Jimenez, on Instagram as janice.j_, and we also have the Facebook for Miss Planet USA, where you can find me as well.
Yeah, that's great, man. I want to definitely thank your directors for giving you the opportunity to come and see us. I want to thank, the pageant system itself. The planet. I want to thank you for taking the time to actually conserve the planet, because a lot of people are not thinking about that, especially in this country where we live in right now. A lot of polarizing, messages. So we thank you for taking that opportunity at such a young age to do that. So we'll be seeing you soon. This is not the last time that I'm seeing you, and anything we can do to support you, please let us know. And I want to thank your followers for tuning in. Thank you so much. And again, this is Davies live at Channel ATV Podcast. Thank you for keeping up with us. And if you want to learn more about this podcast, you can go to channelatvpodcast.org. And we thank you and love you. God bless. Keep God first, and everything will. Yeah, everything. You know that. You can finish the sentence, right? There you go. Thank you guys for tuning in. One love. Bye-bye.
Thank you.